share with you my experiences and what I thought was cool, and hopefully help you plan any trips that you might take to Ocean City as well. Here we are at Five Tides, eating some breakfast. We couldn't check into our hotel until about 4 o'clock, but that's okay because our trip starts much earlier than the excursion to Assateague Island. We start at the state park, but the island is home to both the state park and a natural seashore. If you want to visit the restaurant, it's only in the state park, and it's the only restaurant on Assateague. Talk about a captive audience. Hey everybody, we're out here at Assateague State Park. It's June 7th and we're on the hunt for some horses.
We've already seen some today.
Yeah, first thing into the park we saw some horses, so hopefully we see some more. After a quick walk, we head over to the natural seashore for some beach time. First time seeing the ocean in a long time and it's just huge. So giant.
I love the ocean.
The beaches on Assateague Island are beautiful, but the real gem of the island is the wild horses, and that's why my first recommendation for any trip to Ocean City is to visit Assateague Island. The beaches are beautiful, they're less crowded, and there's the chance to see wild horses up close, but no closer than 40 feet. It is important to note that the state park and the national seashore are different things, and here are my thoughts on the differences. I think if you want to hike, go to the national seashore, but the beach is the same on either one, so if you're just open to have a beach day, you can just pay the $10 to go into the state park. We chose to go to both parks, but entry into one does not mean entry into the other. Plan your trip accordingly. We're over here on the national seashore side of Assateague, and we're going to be taking a kayak tour. Woo! Hopefully we see all kinds of wildlife. We were very determined to see the wildlife of Assateague, so we booked a kayak tour that launched bayside on the national seashore. These bays are incredibly important ecosystems, and they provide refuge for all kinds of young creatures. On these bays where we would see most of the wildlife, just like this horseshoe crab that we're seeing. It was horseshoe crab season, and we saw all kinds of these creatures, and they kind of look scary, but they're totally harmless. Quickly after setting out onto the water, we found some horses grazing along the shore, including yearlings and youngsters. This kayak tour was a super interesting experience, and we learned all about the horses and wildlife on Assateague. We got to experience the horses from a different vantage point that many others won't experience. Here's our tour guide talking a little bit about the horses here on Assateague.
That's in Maryland we do not auction off. So Assateague's 37 miles, 22's in 22's in Maryland, and the other 15 are in Virginia. In Virginia, they do a pony auction once a year, where they'll auction off the foals. Okay, and sometimes they will take them and take them to their farms or ranches. Sometimes they'll just donate them back to the island too. Depends. Okay. But those ponies are vaccinated for disease.
Okay.
These ponies are completely wild. There is no vaccination. There's no vet care.
Got it.
There's no feeding. There's no watering. They're all on their own.
This kayak tour was one of our favorite things that we did on this vacation. It was incredible, beautiful, the views were unique, and we got to experience the wild horses like many never will get to. And that's why my next recommendation for any trip to Ocean City is to take a kayak tour to see the horses at Assateague Island. It was a little bit expensive, and that's my only grievance, but if you love wildlife like we do, it's well worth the cost. You can also see lots of different types of birds, which I love. You can see here an oyster catcher with its bright orange beak running away as we approached. On this little island, I was able to do a little bit of net fishing, but we didn't catch much of anything. Just this small fry here. Overall, it was a wonderful experience, this kayak tour. June is a wonderful time to visit because it's hot, but the weather isn't too hot for all the animals. When it's a little bit warmer out, the horses retreat into the pine forest to escape the sun. So this is a great time to see it. We had had such a full day of adventure, and we hadn't even made it to Ocean City yet. After arriving in Ocean City, we found our hotel, the Majestic. It was an older building, oceanfront, with a lot of charm. It turns out that it was a historic building of Ocean City's past, and this would be the last summer of the Majestic. It was to be torn down and replaced with something else. We didn't know that yet. All we knew that our stomachs were rumbling, and supposedly a bar down the way had a mechanical bull that we wanted to try. We set off down the boardwalk. This is the Cowboy Coast, but there's no Cowboy Coast here. What is going on?
It said it was open on Google.
Oh my.
I don't know.
Oh, what is going on? We were trying to get some dinner here at Cowboy Coast.
It's not open!
It doesn't even exist anymore.
Looks like it hasn't been in business for a while,
There's
too.
weeds growing and cobwebs.
Well, let's turn back onto the boardwalk, I guess.
Yeah, we'll find something else. We ended up at the Brass Ball Saloon, where we're gonna get some crushes.
We're still at a saloon.
We're still at a saloon. There's no bowl, but I did get a salad, so hopefully that's really tasty. More to come. After our dinner at the Brass Ball Saloon, we continued our night with a Boardwalk Bar Crawl. We ended up visiting Shenanigans, the Crush Bar, and the Purple Moose. And Shenanigans and the Purple Moose were cool, but the Crush Bar, we almost got into a bar fight, so that wasn't so. The next morning, we had a fantastic bike ride on the boardwalk. It was one of the best activities that we partook of in our vacation to Ocean City, and that's why my second recommendation is to bike the boardwalk. It was fun, active, and affordable. I think this is one activity you have to at least try one time when you visit Ocean City. We just finished the boardwalk. It's about 3 miles. Great fun experience, very easy bike ride, and we're gonna head on back and hopefully do some other fun stuff today. We go from one end of the boardwalk to the other with a quick trip to the Life-Saving Museum. I personally love to get a little bit of history of wherever I travel, and this was a great museum to visit, especially at only $10 a head. This flounder saying, "Don't mess with me." Learn all about Ocean City wildlife in here. And all of these fish that you see were caught at Assateague. It was here that we learned the historic significance of our hotel. They would have hundreds of pounds of fish in those boats. And we learned how in less than 100 years, a sleepy fishing village can turn vacation destination, all because of a hurricane cutting inland. We're here at the Life-Saving Museum, and it was really interesting. It was a lot of fun. We're about to hit up the beach and film and keeping it cool, so definitely check that out. This end of the boardwalk has so many historic things, from the Life-Saving Museum to the Ferris wheel. My next recommendation for any trip to Ocean City is to explore the boardwalk. With shops, live music, and tons of restaurants, there's definitely something on there for you. And of course, the boardwalk isn't much without the beach next to it. It's a beautiful day at the beach. We were just about to get in the water, and right when we stood up to go, they started switching lifeguards, so we had to sit right on back down. But now it's like we're all good to go. I couldn't have been more wrong. The lifeguards were instead signaling that everyone needed to get out of the water because there was a boat race taking place exactly at the time that we were going to go swimming. That leads me perfectly to my next recommendation for any trip to Ocean City, and that's check out the events that are happening. There's always tons of events in Ocean City, so check the calendar for when you're visiting, and you might be able to catch some really cool, unique experiences. Everybody knows when you're in Ocean City, you go to the beach, but there's tons of things that you might not think about trying. So I advise getting out there and trying something you've never done before. I'd end up loving it. We just got done with the beach a little bit ago. We're all showered up, getting ready. Later on we have a food tour. We're really excited about that. We're going to the Spain wine bar first, so that should be very exciting. Currently I'm sitting on the porch of the Majestic Hotel, and they got these rocking chairs for the guests to sit in. There's a beautiful view of the ocean. It's sad to think that this historic hotel is going to be replaced with something after this summer. This is their last summer, but I'm glad that we have the opportunity to experience it. This is very, very cool. The food tour was one of my favorite parts of the vacation. We ended up trying food from 10 different restaurants. I would say that my next recommendation for anyone going to Ocean City is to try the Spain wine bar. Of all the restaurants we tried, that was definitely the best one, and it had the best view.
You gonna give the croquettes a try?
Oh yeah, we're at Spain wine bar. You gonna give these croquettes a try? That's cool. This is tapas number 2, the baked halibut. Let's see how it is. Get a little bit of that green on there too. Wow. That was incredible. You gotta try this. Wine bar was the best restaurant we tried, but it wasn't the only one. We headed back to the boardwalk to try the next spot on our tour, the dough roller. Let's walk in. Woo. What do we get?
The Doughboy Original.
Let's go. It was a Saturday night and the boardwalk was popping. The dough roller is a great place to bring your family or a large group of people so that they can all be satisfied with that delicious pizza. But right now, after 2 dinners, we're ready to catch a sunset over the water. Here we are at the end of the day on the beach. Sun setting behind us. Ocean in front of us, but now it's behind us.
Very nice.
But just because the sun was down, that didn't mean our day was over. 2 more restaurants you should try out, the Mug and Mallet and Guido's Burritos. Of the 2, the Mug and Mallet was the better one. And that's why it is going to be our last restaurant recommendation. And we recommend going to the Mug and Mallet. It was definitely worth the trip. Here at Guido's Burritos, our last stop of the night. And I've got a rockfish taco. It's our last day here in Ocean City. We're packing up everything from our hotel room and saying goodbye to this wonderful view. Beachfront, who would have thought it? Who would have thought you're staying in a historic hotel either? What's it going to be next year? We don't even know. But we're going to go on a great boat ride today, and hopefully it's going to be a lot of fun. We enjoyed a nice peaceful cup of coffee on the porch of the Majestic Hotel, being some of the last individuals to ever experience this view. Our next activity is definitely one that I would recommend. So my next recommendation for any trip to Ocean City is take a boat ride with OC Bay Hop. Of course, we had to take the wildlife tour, but they had all kinds of different boat experiences, from restaurants and wildlife and even more. So see which one you want to try and try it out. I would say probably the very best part of this boat tour was just seeing all the different wildlife and the incredible views, but we also had the unique opportunity of seeing some dolphins as they fished in the bay. Seems like not too long ago, I saw my first dolphins, and now I get to see them out in their natural habitat. You can find that video where I visit the Indianapolis Zoo on my channel, so definitely check it out and help me make more of these fun videos. And just like that, our time in Ocean City, Maryland was over. We made one more stop at Assateague Island to do some of the hiking trails that we had missed on the first day. And if you like this content, give me a follow and help me make more of these videos in the future. Every little bit of support helps, and thank you so much for watching. Stick around for one more recommendation. After one more stop at Assateague, a little bit more beach time, we're here at Chesapeake Bay Farms to get some ice cream.
Let's do it.
Yeah. Final recommendation for any trip to Ocean City is a little bit out of the way, but it was some of the best ice cream I've ever had. I recommend visiting Chesapeake Bay Farms. They have delicious flavors, and I would definitely head back there if I was ever in the area. If you made it this far, thank you so much for watching. Hopefully this helped you with your travels, and check out my other videos for all kinds of outdoor fun. Alright, I'll see you next time.